What is up, guys? This is the Baker's Do Cheese podcast back with another episode. Tonight we're going to talk about the draft, which is tomorrow. We wanted to just get some names out there for you guys so you'll know who to look out for in the draft. Um, Again, this is Brandon Baker. I'm going to swing it to my co host.
Brandon, how are you doing?
Not bad, man. Ready to talk about these picks.
Oh, me too. What's the draft tomorrow, right?
Yes, sir.
Looking forward to seeing what we pick. What do you think? What do you think we're gonna do?
Man, I don't know. I think, which we'll talk about the rumor here in a minute, but I think we're going to be moving up for somebody possibly.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. Do you know how they're doing the draft this year? Is it going to be online?
I saw something about a virtual draft.
Yeah, that's going
So,
to be
I mean,
interesting.
the first thing I heard was they were gonna originally do the draft like usual, but all the people, all the staff was gonna have to be 6 feet apart in a room. So I mean, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what they plan
This
to
should
do.
be interesting this year. Well, hey guys, we're not gonna we're just gonna get into it. All right. So this year the Chiefs have 5 picks. Our top needs as a team looks like we need linebacker, cornerback, running back. Those are our top needs. Now, the rumor we were talking about. There is a rumor right now going around that we may move up to get wide receiver Henry Ruggs. He is out of Alabama, and he could potentially be a future replacement for Sammy Watkins because we know that we readjusted his deal. He'll be back for this season. I don't think he'll be back past that. What do you think, Noah?
Sammy Watkins, I don't. I agree with you on that. I think he'll be here for this season. I really don't see him coming back, and the only reason I don't see him coming back, I don't think it'll be a personal decision. I think it'll be an organization decision.
Yeah,
I mean, he's a good receiver, but he's getting old, and something with our receiving core is we got quite a few young receivers, and we need to keep it that way. So I think uh, come 22 at that time, I think we're gonna be looking to get a replacement. And I think Henry Ruggs would be just. I think he'd be a phenomenal replacement.
see, and yeah, with the theme of our team right now, it seems like it's speed.
Hmm.
We picked up McCole Hardman, which was probably in the top 3 fastest receivers in the league.
Hmm.
Um, Now, this guy would be a fantastic deep threat, and
Hmm.
he is slightly faster than McCole Hardman.
Yeah.
Um,
And I mean, like you said, speed is really the theme that we have on our receiving core. Of course, you got Tyreek, the fastest player in the NFL, and then you got McCole Hardman, who's slightly slower than him, but I think that his acceleration might be a little bit better than Tyreek's. But speed is something that we have. And looking at Henry Ruggs, the guy ran a 4.27 40-yard dash, which is really good.
mhm.
And he's 5'11". He's not the tallest, and I think that height is really something that we kind of lack at the receiver position. And it's not really something that you need, but it's nice to have height. We saw Tyreek. Tyreek's just gotten so much better route runner. And then
Yeah.
watching him go up for those 50-50 balls, I mean, the guy he can get up there. And
Mhm.
so I think that Ruggs would be a great addition. But personally, I think if we go for a receiver, we're going to need to get a little bit taller one, which is what Demarcus Robinson has. But I mean, we'll see.
Yeah. As far as speed, I mean, we have a lot of speedy members on our team. I mean, even Travis Kelsey's pretty quick for a tight end.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Um, but so, anyways, guys, that was kind of the thing that we were looking at as far as top targets for each position across the draft. You got Kenneth Murray, linebacker from Oklahoma, Jordan Brooks, linebacker from Texas Tech, Jalen Johnson, cornerback from Utah, Bryce Hall, cornerback from Virginia, DeAndre Swift, running back from Georgia, and Clyde Edwards, which is running back from LSU. Now, these guys are probably guys we're not going to get, to be honest. These are the top picks of these positions, and we have later draft picks. We were Super Bowl winners. So that's kind of where we're at with that. So I would look out for those names when you're watching the draft because they are some of the top spectated picks. So obviously look out for those names because if we were to swoop up and grab one of them, they would be good picks.
Mhm.
Do you have anything to add about any of them?
Um, Not really. I mean, we see a common theme: defense, and then of course that one offensive spot, um, which is the running back. So, I think I really do think that we're going to be drafting four defensive players and one running back, depending on what we do in free agency.
Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. So, guys, last thing here. So, this list that we're about to go over is kind of a complete list of players that we really potentially could go after and grab. So if you want, keep track of these names because these are guys that we really could actually pick and you could see on our team next season. So
Hmm.
we'll just go through the list. We have a few that we were going to talk about that kind of stood out to us, but we're not going to talk about all 30 plus. So let me just get into the list, and like I said, we'll stop and talk about a few that we saw. Okay. So first on the list is Luck Barco. He is a cornerback out of San Diego State. We got Ross Blacklock. He is a defensive end from TCU. Ben Bredeson. He is a offensive guard from Michigan. Jordan Brooks, a linebacker from Texas Tech. Sadiq Charles, an offensive tackle from LSU. Cameron Clark, an offensive tackle from Charlotte. Cameron Dantzler, cornerback from Mississippi State. Javarius Davis, cornerback from Auburn. And this is one we were going to talk about for just a second.
Javarius Davis from Auburn. Auburn produces some of the best players in the NFL. And we talked about this in last night's episode. We need a cornerback, and
Mm-hmm.
I mean the guy. He's a good cornerback. He's pretty small. He's 5'8", so he might have a difficult time guarding some of the taller receivers in the NFL. But I mean, the NFL has him ranked at a 6.11 prospect grade, which means that he is going to be a good backup who could become a starter. Looking at his speed, he ran a 4.39 40-yard dash, which is I mean, it's pretty good. He's not the strongest, but I mean, he's shown flashes of some good athleticism in his college career, and so I think other than his size, I think he's a really good cornerback.
Yeah, yeah, I'll agree. Basically, the same thing I saw. So, next on the list is J.K. Dobbins. He is a running back out of Ohio State. What you got, Noah?
J.K. Dobbins. Um, I mean, there's not a whole bunch of tall players in this year's draft. A lot of them are, that's a common theme that I've talked about, but a lot of them are kind of small. This guy is 5'9", 209 pounds. But I mean, he's a junior at Ohio State, and he's ranked at a 6.38 prospect grade. So the NFL's predicting him to be a starter within the first two seasons. I mean, I can see it because he's a good running back. People saw him all year make a lot of flashes and a lot of good plays. They're also projecting him to be a second rounder, which surprised me a little bit. I figured he would be maybe late first round. I was kind of expecting him to be in the first round, but the NFL has him projected to be a second round pick. But I mean, really, he's a good football player. He plays hard, and I think that obviously we're pretty shallow at the running back position right now, and so a guy like J.K. Dobbins could really, add some depth to the running back position.
Yeah, man, I agree. From there, we got Jack Driscoll. He is the offensive tackle out of Auburn. Austin Edwards, defensive end from Ferris State. Clyde Edwards, which I mentioned a little bit earlier, running back out of LSU. You got Darrington Evans, a running back from Appalachian State. Jeff Gladney, cornerback from TCU. Robert Hunt, offensive tackle from Lafayette. Jalen Johnson, cornerback from Utah. Josh Jones, offensive tackle, Houston. Khalid Kareem, a defensive end, Notre Dame. Aaron, I'm going to butcher this guy's name, so I'll spell it out for you guys. KSIERZARCZYK. He is an offensive tackle from Buffalo. Zach Moss, running back from Utah. Laurel Murchison, defensive tackle from NC State. Kyle Murphy, offensive guard, Rhode Island. Julian Aguera, defensive end from Notre Dame. My gosh, this list just goes on and on, guys. Tyree Phillips, offensive tackle from Mississippi State. Patrick Queen, linebacker from LSU.
Patrick Queen is a guy that we highlighted on our list, and it's a guy that a lot of NFL teams are highlighting on their lists. He's a junior from LSU. Once again, LSU produces some of the best football players. I don't have a precise number on how many Chiefs we have that are from LSU, but I know we have quite a few. We did have
Got the Honey
Spencer
Badger.
Ware. The Honey Badger, right. So we had Spencer Ware, we had Tyrann Mathieu. I know we have a couple other guys that went to LSU, but LSU they have a good football program. They produce some of the best football players, and Patrick Queen is a prime example of that. He's a junior. He weighs 229 pounds, 6 foot tall, and his prospect grade is a 6.71. So the NFL is expecting him to be drafted and automatically start in the NFL. He's a fast player. That linebacker position, we saw it was just shaky all year for us, really. We didn't have anyone, I feel like, take the reins at the linebacker position. And so, if we got this guy, I would be ecstatic. They're projecting him to be a first-round pick. And I mean, when you watched him play against Georgia, Oklahoma, and Clemson towards the end of the college season, the guy just made plays. And, I mean, they played against some good football teams, and he made some real big flashes in those. And, I mean, we just need a leader at that linebacker position. I really
definitely
think that he can take the reins and kind of lead that position for us. I really think so.
Yeah, he's real athletic. One thing that I think, if we were going to move up, I think he would be another person we would go for, like Henry Suggs. Those are probably two of the players that we would really actually move up for. So really listen to that name, guys. Patrick Queen, watch out for him. And we'll move on. There's just a few more left for you guys to look out for in the draft tomorrow. So the next up is Amik Robertson, CB, or cornerback, sorry, Louisiana Tech. Alton Robinson, defensive end, Syracuse. Reggie Robinson, cornerback, Tulsa. Josiah Scott, cornerback, Michigan State. Logan Stenberg, offensive guard, Kentucky. Jason Strobridge, defensive end, North Carolina. Darrell Taylor, defensive end, Tennessee. Josh Ush, defensive end, Michigan. and Michael Walker, linebacker. And his school was left out of my list, so I apologize for that. Now this list, like I said, these guys are ones that we could potentially actually grab in the draft. So watch out for those names. Now I'm gonna throw Noah a curveball here. We didn't actually talk about this, but if you could pick one of those three positions, which one would you pick as our biggest need?
I'm taking Patrick Queen. And the reason I say that is I don't really know what the linebacker position looks like in the free agency period. My guess is it's not real deep, but we need a linebacker. And if we could trade up to get that guy, I mean, I would be ecstatic. Like we really need a solid linebacker to take lead and really, I mean, give some energy on that side of the ball. We have Tyrann Mathieu, but I mean, he's a safety, and it's kind of different in practices and stuff when you have safeties, cornerbacks. You have all your secondary players on the defensive side, and they're all together in their practices pregame and stuff. And then you got your linebackers and all of them. I mean, we just need, if we could get a good solid leader like Patrick, it would. I mean, it would be awesome. I'd be ecstatic if we get him. So that would be my one pick that I would
Okay.
take. What about you?
Yeah, if you would ask me this question before the start of last season, it would have been cornerback. That would have been the position
Right.
I say we need the most. But Bashad Breeland, Travarius Ward, they really stepped up big time.
Mhm.
And I mean, even though it was lackluster throughout the season, we won a Super Bowl with them. Now we
Right.
won a Super Bowl with the linebackers we have too, but it's just a weaker position.
It
They're
is.
slow moving. They're not good, and so
No.
getting a guy like Patrick Queen in there would really help. I feel like
Mhm.
just hopefully straighten out, the ones we have, be a leader. So yeah, that would honestly be my pick this season too. Our biggest need would be linebacker. Probably right behind that be running back. Just
Yeah, I would
because,
agree with that.
gosh, man, I wish we could get DeAndre Swift, but that's just not happening.
Mm. I
Um,
agree.
but anyways, guys, we really appreciate you listening. Our next episode, we'll do a post-draft show where we'll have information on each pick, and we'll go into each one thoroughly. And we got other fun stuff planned for our episodes after that. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Please give us a like, comment, and subscribe. We want the feedback. Let us know what you guys want. All right. So thanks for listening. No, you got anything else?
I don't think so. Thanks for tuning in.
All right, guys. We'll talk to you later. Go Chiefs.